when it's possible. The biggest concern are the punctures, so hopefully we stay out there.
Those are the drivers that we are waiting for. Well, it's been an incident today competition. The first random stage we had Ted Rai. He had a crash. He had to be admitted to hospital so that they could assess how much he got from that crash in his car. And a lot happened. And so the clerk of the course, Macrae, had to make some decisions. So I will be reading the decisions because cars were affected, and to mention some of the drivers include Balden Chagga, who had missed out on the first run of Australia. So the clerk of the course following just read this document, and this was the position number 1, and following the interruption of SS3 due to an incident involving car number 47, having considered that the car stopped at a particular stage, then they looked at what it was, and having considered that car number 48 was stopped at the scene of the incident, and cars 49, 51, 52, 57, 64, 67, 36 stopped and started on the stage, they decided that all those cars are going to be given a bogey time of 14 minutes 10.4 seconds. And for the cars that were affected by that incident, after the second run of the stage, there will be a bulletin issued by the clerk of the course to decide what time that those drivers who missed that stage consideration, what kind of consideration will be given to them. And there was also which was affected due to an incident over that car, and there were cars that were shown red flags, and all those times were there. So what is the bogey time that was given to all these drivers? 22 minutes and 36.3 seconds. That's a bogey time that was given to all the drivers who are at that stage. So that is the whole situation that we got at the moment as far as this is concerned. Now, having made those decisions, it means that the 70 drivers are going to be involved in what is known as the Super Rally. One of them we've had from Anka Rai, the team principal. That is going to be taking place in the Super Rally. That means his car is in platform. And also looking at the cars that have been taken there, looks like Evans also is going to be doing the Super Rally. Where that means that he takes bogey times, he loses the 10 minutes, and is given the times for all the other stages. As how that class collects that time and on he goes. Also, we have seen one more. Four more is going to be taking place in the Super Rally. So much action and a lot of retirements we have got to expect. And talking about retirements, let me just take you through this the retirements that we've had so far. Elton Evans is one of those who retired. So Manjit Singh and Adnan Dean also retired in their Evolution 10. Evans KBC and Absalom Oswani, they also retired, and this was due to a mechanical fault. Basically, that. Golden Chagga and Robinson, they were indicated as that, but I saw them are going into Pack Family, which means they will be participating in the Super Run. Horace Pandia, also indicated as mechanical, on board, as board, and mechanical problem. Rio Smith, the only two-wheel drive car in this competition that was there, that's another one that is down. So, one more interview that we're going to be taking here, and from Toyota Gazoo Racing Team, maybe you could give us an update on the Kale Rovan situation at Australian Team.
Yeah, it was a very strange situation and also unreal situation, but what happened is that Kale's front of the car was diving quite a lot and then taking the sand to the top of the bonnet, and then that came to the windscreen and he lost the visibility and he had to stop because he didn't see where the road is. But then the ruts were massive on that place, and basically once he stopped he got stuck. And then there is a special regulation in Safari Rally that you can have an assistance to pull the car out. They got the assistance, the car was pulled out, but so much time was lost already by that time that and we didn't know if the air filter is also blocked with the sand, so we said to Kalle that it's better to retire, so we retire him, and he will continue tomorrow.
He's continuing on the Super Rally.
Yes.
Overall performance from your overall feeling of the rally and the team so far?
It's been a very tough conditions. I think Safari Rally has shown its nature, and probably even more than what we anticipated. But otherwise, let's say the team has been working well. Cars are still, I would say the cars are fine. There's no major problems, but we have 2 days to go, and let's see what will happen, because I think all the cards on the table are still open.
One more, Elton Evans, is he also getting into Super Rally tomorrow? Because we saw his car go back to Macrae.
Yeah, car is fixed, and he will restart tomorrow.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
And yeah, and from the boss of Toyota, Gus Greensmith, and that is Gary Martin. And he is the youngest driver ever to have won a World Rally Championships age. He won it at the age of 22. Right now, he's the team principal, having taken over from former Safari Rally winner Tommy Makinen, who set up Toyota Gazoo. So far, overall, seems crews have confirmed. So expecting now the fourth of, as you can hear from the background noise, we've got the fourth of Gus Greensmith. They should all be here, and we are through. So far, overall, if we were to get over to stage 6, the best place Kenyan, Anka Rai and Gus in VW Polo. Carl Tundo, third place Kenyan, navigated by Team Jessup, 1 hour, 28 minutes, 28.2 seconds. He is a whole 18 minutes behind rally leader Terry Neuville. So those are the drivers who are there. We've got also Anka Rai, we've got Akif Virani, who is still in the running, and this was after he took a 10-minute penalty for a delay at the start. He was allowed to enter, and that's how it works. So Jasmeet Chana and his brother Ravi, they are 14th overall. Eric Bengie, he suffered a mechanical problem yesterday, actually electrical problem, and it was fixed, and after that he was able to run again. Dilraj Chate has driving a Mitsubishi Evolution 10 and is also lying 16th overall as at that point. So that's where we are as far as this is concerned. The itinerary basically delayed by about 10 or 15 minutes, and that was at the final stage, SS7, which is Chui 2 after the Kalle Rovanpera incident that we have been told about. So right now, who else has come in to do the service pack? Well, I think looks like Anka Rai and the 4 boys are already here. The 4 drivers who are still in the running. We're talking about Gus Greensmith and Adrian Formo. Gus Greensmith definitely says that he's got to be quite careful about what's going on bit by bit. So the interviews, we shall be going on with them, with the drivers as they come through. Remember, 38 cars included in the WRC division of this, and we also had some who withdrew. So and for the drivers, 15 local crews who did not qualify after scrutineering for the WRC event. It will be difficult to see them on the WRC side, but we shall be telling you about them as the results, as the clerk of the course, Chris Evans, releases the results for that class. Those are amongst the cars that were heavily affected when it all came down to the rules that have been made in, and the bogie times that were being given: 22 minutes 14 seconds for Kedong, another 14 minutes for the final stage, which was Osirian 1. So all those drivers suffer having not to enjoy so much of the rallying. Not much rallying took place for those who entered the KNRC class. That is the situation that got right here. The Safari Rally living up to its reputation as a car wrecker. So back to the list of retirements. Martin Prokop, he was the only driver in the WRC2 class. So now what stands out about this, it means that the Safari Rally is not going to, if he is not able to restart because he has had an accident and his Ford Fiesta has had to retire, it means that the WRC2 class of the Safari Rally will not have a winner. The WRC3 still has got drivers who are in contention, led by Anka Rai, Anka Rai, Rai, those who are driving what is known as the R5 cars. They're still rallying and they're still inside. So that, they're still in the event, which means that they can continue. Also, another notable retirement was young Rio Smith. He was the only driver with a two-wheel drive car. And Rio Smith and Laban Cliff on Serio, they had to retire. It's a mechanical. We've seen that their car has been taken to Park Farme. So that's the way it is. And right now, talk to the top placed driver, Anka Rai. Anka, you are the first day is done, proper of the Safari Rally is done. You could tell us about the second run of that, including, how you adjusted to the delay at Chui 2.
It was a really difficult day. In the second stage, like you said, my brother had a very big crash, and I just tried to concentrate as much as I could because I know, for him, he would have wanted me to carry on and perform really well, and I hope I've done him proud.
Tomorrow, including that, one of the most infamous stages in local rally, Sleeping Warrior. What's the best way to approach that stage?
Calm, very calm. That stage has bitten me before. So if we can come out of that stage with no issues, I'll take that because we have quite a decent lead, and it'd be foolish to drive at maximum. Again, we have to make it through the whole safari and we have to preserve the car. So I think tomorrow will be a very calm approach, not too aggressive.
One last one. Any problems with the car that need major fixing for the overnight service?
There were some rocks that were thrown on the road and had a slight bend in one of the tires, but one of the arms, but apart from that, it's okay.
All right. Cheers and all the best to you, Anka.
Thank you very much.
Anka Rai, he is the top placed Kenyan, and this is as at stage 7 of the WRC Safari Rally. So Anka Rai, we have seen him come in, and right now let's talk with Daniel. And so far, you could tell us about how the entire day one has gone for you.
Yeah, it was really at the beginning of the rally a really tough day with really stages who are really difficult. So we are happy to be here at the end to have the chance to complete the whole day. We had our issues, but yeah, we are here, so I'm happy. The stages were really nice at the end. Okay, they were tough, but they have to be like this. So as we came here, we knew what's coming.
Looking at the WRC3 class, which is where you're rallying, you just in Anka, we've got Karan and Patel. Looking overall at stage times, what's your take on the competition in that division?
Yeah, it's a tough competition. There were 6 cars, I think, or 7 cars at the beginning, and the competition was theirs. Few of them, I think, are not anymore with us at the field, so they are not competing today. Maybe they will come back tomorrow, but there is good competition. 6 cars are fine.
All right, thank you very much, and all the best.
Thanks.
Yeah, that is Poland's Danik West, and he is driving in the WRC3 class. He also has got a Ford Fiesta Mach 2. He is lying 9th overall in the rally. and 1 hour 23 minutes 29.7 seconds. Well, and so far he is 13 minutes 42.5 seconds behind the rally leader. Karan Patel and Tosif Khan are lying in 10th place. So 2 Kenyan drivers in the top 10 positions amongst the 16 whose times have been recorded and included in the run of stage number 7, that is Oserian 2. So those are the overall times. So taking you through that top 6 again. First we start with Thierry Neuville is top, 1 hour 23 minutes 19.1 seconds. Takamoto Katsuta, he is Japanese, driving for Toyota Gazoo Racing. He is second, 1 hour 23 minutes 37.9 seconds, and he is 18.8 seconds behind. And like they say in the Safari, 19 seconds just could be nothing. All you need is a puncture in the stage and you've got to fix the wheel, and knowing that we've got Sleeping Warrior tomorrow, everything is going to change. Third place, Oitanak in a Hyundai i20. He is lying third, 1 hour 24 minutes 14.9 seconds. He is almost 56 seconds behind the leader Thierry Neuville, so almost a 1 minute gap. Sebastian Ogier is in 4th place. He is the championship leader. He needs the points to stay at the top, and he is 1 minute and 49 seconds behind the leader Neuville. Gus Greensmith, he is lying in 5th place and 6th place. So those are the drivers who are in the main class, who are there, who have survived. 5 drivers in total. Remember, Katsuta had been entered as an extra driver in the main class, which means that Toyota now technically has got 1 point earning driver. And for the WRC 3 class, after stage 7, just 2 drivers have made it through. That is Daniel Vish, and also we have got Anka Rai. So more of the drivers still are going to be coming in, and remember that this was delayed. Provision has been made for the drivers to stay until late, considering the itinerary. And let me just read this, what they have been told. The moment they are done with Oserian 2, they make it to the technical zone. There is Park Fermian technical zone in. First car was expected at 5:20 p.m. so we had already that, and they get into flexi service, which is going to take 45 minutes at 6:14 p.m. That's just about half an hour from now. The first car is expected to get into 49. Now let's move on to Eric Bengie. He is driving in the national class, and Eric, you could tell us yesterday after the super special and electrical faults, almost had you technically classified as retired. Tell us about how you fixed it and how it went ahead.
Well, yesterday was an interesting day. Started off on a very good note. Then after the stage, we actually had a gearbox problem, not electrical.
It was gearbox, right?
It was gearbox. We completely broke the gearbox, but we managed to fix it overnight and within time. So we entered Rally 2 this morning. We were scrutinized early enough, and yeah, we are back at it.
All right, you ran today throughout the 6 stages.
Actually, today has not been a good day at all. We went into the first stage. We went through very well. Second stage, there was an accident immediately before we entered, and unfortunately it was cancelled for us. Then we went to the third stage. We caught up with one of the WRC cars that was broken down, and we actually piled up behind it, about 5 cars. So I can't really say that we even did that stage. So we came back to service, went on second loop, stage 5, that's Chui. We did it well, came out without a scratch. Then proceeded to Kedong, unfortunately, again, like there was another car that had rolled for Martin Procom. I got caught up in that, and we were red flagged, so we just drove through. Went to the last stage, Oserian. Unfortunately, one of the Toyotas went off, and the stage has been cancelled.
All right.
Yeah, so the whole day I can say I've only done 2 stages.
We hope that you have a better day tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Cheers. All the
Thank
best.
you. Thank you very much.
Eric Bengie, he is running in the national class. He's done with it. And now Gus Greensmith, well, Waltzman, and Gus, you could tell us about the second run of the stages. Earlier you told us that you had your car at max ride height, but it was still crawling under.
Yeah, it was worse this afternoon. Obviously, it was so bad that people like Calais got stuck. I've never heard of a WRC car not be able to go up a hill, so it's pretty rough when that's the case. So yeah, I feel for Calais, because when the fesh comes over the bonnet, you can't see anything, and in Kenya every single stretch of road's lined by a rock or a tree stump, so you can't just bury the throttle and hope for the best like in some places. So yeah, I do feel for him, but that's the way it is.
Tomorrow, one of the stages, so many hidden rocks under it. From Recce, what do you feel about that stage and your approach to day 2?
I think tomorrow, yeah, there's a lot more in terms of loose rocks and bedrock. The surface of the stage is quite a lot harder, which suits the Fiesta a lot more. The pace was good on shakedown on similar conditions, so it should be a better day all round for us. But today, yeah, I think we ended up surviving more than we wanted to, because the pace in the sand just wasn't there.
Thank you very much, Gus. All the best tomorrow.
Thank you.
Well, Gus Greensmith driving from M Sport Ford, and now we've got Karan Patel. He is lying 3rd overall, and this is in the WRC3 class. Karan, a little story about you is you've had WRC experience under the Ford DMAT program before. The learning lessons you've learned from that, and what comes now into the Safari?
Well, yeah, we did fortunately get to take part in the 2016 Drive DMAC Fiesta Trophy, and for us it was, I would say, a priceless experience. Something that we attended, and we did 5 rallies, and we were driving a 2-wheel drive car at the time, so it was a bit of a learning curve on the handling of that particular car, but we learned a lot just being at WRC events, the importance of setups and tire pressures, and it's been something that I've always appreciated, and I always will. And now we're here at our home ground doing the Safari Rally with the WRC cars and the WRC crews, for which we are thankful. And there's nothing like the Safari, and I'm sure now everyone will have realized that. So we're at the end of the day, I'm thankful to be back at service. It's been a tough day, and we still have 2 days to go, so fingers crossed.
So how do you intend to keep the car going and to ensure that you finish Kenyan soil after your victories in Tanzania with it?
Well, it's a bit of it's a mix and match. We have to be fast, but we have to be extra careful. The plan on how we'll attack the stages is something we're yet to decide. I want to see where we're lying overall and the times. But for sure, I'll be looking more to conserve the car rather than be fully committed to this the upcoming stages.
And one last question for you, Karan. Tell us about the car, the state of the car at the moment, and what you feel needs to be taken care of going into the next 2 days.
Well, the cars have taken a huge beating. Lots of loose sand. The diffs and gearbox doing a lot of work. So we're going to have a look at them. But apart from that, cosmetically the car looks perfect. We've been taking good care of her throughout the day, and we'll continue doing that for the next 2 days.
Thank you very much, Karan, and all the best tomorrow.
Thank you.
Karan Patel is driving Ford Fiesta. He is in the WRC3 class, and so far for him, it's all about taking care of the car. Remember, he's got that experience, getting invited to 5 rallies. And so, if you want to talk about the modern WRC, then Karan Patel would be the most experienced driver on the WRC circuit. So, driving a 1000cc heavily powered vehicle, two-wheel drive, but it changes so much a lot. Well, right now, let's talk to one of the FIA Rally Star program drivers, son to the man who is reputed not to drive straight at any one point. And Hamza, tell us about your first experience rallying yesterday and today in the Ford.
No, it's been good so far. I mean, all stages were red flag today. The terrain is really tough, and the little Ford has really proven itself. It's been rolling its way through. The ruts have been deep, good meters deep. So we got stuck in the Chewy stage on the second round, as everyone else did at the back. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we just resume with Super Rally. But yeah, we're doing well. We're learning the car, and the car's doing well.
Well, conversations before the rally were about you mixing daddy and uncle. Your father, Asad Anwar's speed, and your uncle, Azza Anwar's consistency. How has it turned out for the 7 stages done so far?
Well, so far it's all right. We haven't done much mileage, but I mean, yeah, it's not bad at all. We've been okay. All the experience over the years of driving in the Bundus has been paying off. So so far so good. Hopefully we can get to continue tomorrow and set some blistering times.
You are in the rally scene, you are really part of some of the stages. Your approach for you, because it's like in Kenya you have the volcanic.
Yeah, well, certainly the approach was, first of all, right now after all the bigger cars have gone through, it's really become deep and rutted. So it's basically just to get through, because most of the sections are really tough. So we've got to pick our line and just stick to it and power through. And hopefully, and we're avoiding burning the clutches out, and air temperatures, and keep the engine, may help it to survive a bit longer. So I know Equator had a lot of mud and stuff. This was the complete opposite, but yeah, so far so good.
All right. Hamza, all the best. Hamza Anwar, driving a Ford Fiesta, is in the World Rally Star program. And now, here we've got the 2014 Motorsports Personality of the year, Nikhil Shania. Nikhil, you'd have to say it's been a topsy-turvy day overall for those of you who are driving in the national class.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a pretty long day today. A lot of red flags, a lot of cancellations. But when the rally was, when it was moving, we did manage to put in some good times. But yeah, all in all, the car is looking pretty good. We still have the whole of tomorrow to tackle. I think tomorrow will be a good chance for us to push. Those stages aren't as bad as our Kedong and the Chewy Lodge, where a lot of cars got stuck, a few rolls and some major incidents that we saw, unfortunately. So yeah, I hope for tomorrow we can push a bit more and have some more fun.
For someone who rallied there, we've also been to Kedong. How, from your experience of those stages, what's the right approach to them?
For stages like Kedong, I mean, we all know, most of us.
Sleeping Warrior.
Oh, for Sleeping Warrior, yeah, for tomorrow. From the recce we did this time round, everything was dry compared to the ARC we did a month ago. So we're looking at a pretty fast rally, a lot of fast stages, especially for the top boys, and also for our top boys, our local champs here. They'll be flying as well. There are a few places that we need to look out for, a lot of big stones, especially in Sleeping Warrior. But all in all, it'll be a pretty quick day tomorrow.
Overall, today the dust, could tell us about that. Everyone's talking about the dust.
Yeah, I mean, I'm covered fully in it, but yeah, it's very fine volcanic soil, as we all know. Longanut, Nevasha, is all here. It did bring a few problems for us in the car, where our airflow sensor was a bit choked up. But yeah, we're okay. We're okay with that.
All right. Nikhil Shania, he is driving in the national class, drives 100% by hand, and 2014 Motorsports Personality of the Year. Wishing you all the best, Nikhil.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Hey. Hi, how are you? Sure. Should I?
All right. Yes. And yeah.
Should I move back? Let me.
It's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. You can just do it.
Cool.
Yeah.
You want me to give a brief? Hi, Nikhil Shania here, car number 52. We just finished our day. We're coming into service now. It's a pretty rough day. We had a few red flags and a lot of stage cancellations due to road degradation and a couple of accidents. But the car's looking good. We did hit a tree on the way. We went off a couple of times. But I think tomorrow will be a fun day, a bit easier for us to drive. Thank you guys for your support, and I'll see you soon. All right. Yeah, cheers.
Well, Nikhil Shania he's got to give some big ups. This is Kenya, and as usual, you must give some big ups when it comes to radio. Well, another FI World Rally Star driver, Macrae Kimathi, also driving a Ford. Macrae generally, yes. You could basically, tell us about the day with all the red flags and how, and the degraded roads.
Today was one of the most challenging days I've ever had in rallying. The surface was just dug up when we came through, got stuck, managed to get out, and a lot of red flags, many accidents. It's just the typical all-day safaris where anything can happen.
Well, you could tell us about you getting stuck and getting out, how that went.
It was a tree. We found some cars stuck, so we stopped for a while, but then we managed to find an alternative route, and I'm just so happy to just be here and get back to service.
How are you adjusting to the Ford?
It's a new machine. It has a lot of power, a lot of torque. I'm still getting used to it. Maybe by tomorrow it should be much better.
Feedback from the team that overseeing your progress through the FIA Rally Star program. What's the kind of feedback you got after the first section and ahead of the second section?
My team is great. The guys from Poland are really good. Really helped me to improve my technique. They've worked on the car pretty well, and I guess I'm learning a lot with this program, and I'm hoping just to keep on learning.
All right. Macrae Kimathi, he is in the FIA Rally Star program, driving one of the 3 Fords from Hamza, Poland, and wishing you all the best. The other driver is Jeremy. Wow. So thank you, Macrae. Wishing you all the best tomorrow. So Macrae Kimathi, still all the drivers, still in there, and the safari is still the safari. Every driver we speak to simply says it has been hectic. You can simply not, you simply cannot say that the safari is not living up to its reputation. The attrition rate is so huge. 38 crews, and by the end of the first run, legally, basically you only had 28. So getting into Super Rally, opting to take the time penalties, and that means they can run again. We also had it from Yari Mati Ladvala, the team principal of Toyota Gazoo Racing. They listened to what Rovampera can do. Gus Greensmith also coming up, with his own brilliant idea that he's never had of a WRC car failing to go up a hill. So he, it's called the team banter that's always out there. So there's so much we can talk about. So just looking at it overall, when it comes to the WRC so far, Terry Neuville, overnight leader after Osirian 2, 1 hour 23 minutes 19.1 seconds. It's going to be a battle of attrition. How can you sustain the car? Well, it's always said, Nicky Grist, famous rally navigator, he simply said that you may win the super special stage, but you can lose a rally at it. We saw the times that were set there. Sebastian OJ leading, but after the damage to his suspension this morning when he broke the dampers, then everything changed for him. And at the moment, when you're 1 minute 49 seconds behind, and considering the stages that are going to be run tomorrow, the first car is expected to get into service at 6:55 a.m. and leave service at 7:10 a.m. The first stage is going to be Elementaita 1, and after Elementaita 1 they head to Soy Sambu. This is going to be a spectator stage. Distances I haven't mentioned, my apologies. 8:08 a.m. first car out at Elementaita 1, 14.67 kilometers. Second stage, Soy Sambu, it's going to be a spectator stage. Make sure you're there by 6:30 a.m. if you want to be in one of them. So the other stage is going to be Sleeping Warrior, 31.04 kilometers, and this is the one that most drivers are afraid of because of the volcanic rock that lies under that stage. And after that, the cars will be heading into service. So it is at around noon that we'll be in a position to get to talk to these drivers again, giving their thoughts on what happens as they head into midday service, which is going to take half an hour before second round of Elementaita at 2:05 p.m. Soy Sambu 2 is going to be live at 3:08 p.m. and it's a spectator stage. Plus we also have got the Sleeping Warrior 2. The attrition rate of the safari still living up to its reputation. So you've got, all the drivers simply saying what's going on, the red flagging of so many of these stages, and just looking at the most of the driver placings, and those that are confirmed are as at Kedong 2, 16 drivers, including those in the national class, having gone through. And so we've got Dilraj there, Eric Bengie, Jasbir Shania, Akiviran, Anka Rai, Karan Patel, and Anka Rai. Remember, like I mentioned, Martin Prokop, he was involved in an accident. That means that
The future of money is simple, like unlocking possibilities with a smile. And having the world in the palm of your hand. It's the ability to touch many lives at the same time and turn your dreams into reality. It's forgetting and still remembering. Simple is having everything that you love in one place. From the ticket to your next meal, to your ticket to the next holiday. It's an easy way to ask for a boost when you're low. And keeping track of everything on the go. The future of money is simple, and it's here. Download the new M-Pesa app today.
Kupata skiza tunia usifadhaishwe, dial star 811 star 815 hash.
Usifadhaishwe na mafanikio ya wengine ukihisi kwamba maisha yako hayana maana. Kumbuka, wengi huzungumzia tu mafanikio yao na si changamoto walizozipitia na ni mara ngapi walianguka. Tia bidii, muda wako utafika.
Ili kupata skiza tune hiyo ya usifadhaishwe kwa simu yako, dial star 811 star 815 hash. Star 811 star 815 hash.
Unapiga nini? Si paka si nilikwambia si ile mnyama kuwekwa kwa mkate.
Hiyo itwi paka, inaitwa baga.
Oh, paka. Wewe. Hebu kanyaga kupwa. Kwenda.
I know you want to get to remani.
Hakuna. Hata ningekuwa nishakuacha kitambo, maana hata una maana kwangu, nisaidie na chochote.
Yeye kusikia gari yake inakuswa, akamesa fungu. Sijui kama alikuwa anataka kujidrive mpaka Fingwini, sikuchua.
Unajua hata kama ni mimi kwa na hii ngenda yange. Hata mimi kama ni mimi sina mesa tu.
My name is Fikiri Kiponda. I am a wildlife warrior.